Welcome to EU Privacy for All, Session 13 on GDPR, Article 9, Special Categories of Data. Article 9 was finally retained as the final numbering in the GDPR of the provision targeting processing of special categories of personal data. In GDPR, Article 9 on processing of special categories of personal data looks like Article 8 in Directive on processing of sensitive data. However, in paragraph 1, additional categories of data are added as being special categories, such as genetic data, biometric data, and sexual orientation. Paragraph 2, specifying cases in which the prohibition to process special categories of data shall not apply, some modifications were operated. For instance, regarding the processing of data related to employment, the provision was broadened, including now social security and social protection law. Others provision look like a lot what was already laid down in the directive. In the following provisions of Article 9, public interest is set forth. Generally speaking, or regarding preventive or occupational medicine, public interest in the area of public health, or achieving purposes, scientific, historical, or statistical purposes. As proposed by EU Council, a provision was added in the end of the article. Member States may maintain or introduce further conditions, including limitations with regard to the processing of genetic data, biometric data, or health data, meaning that national provisions could restrict, furthermore, the processing of such data. Recital 51 of the final version of the GDPR stresses three key points. First, by their nature, special categories of data are particularly sensitive in relation to fundamental rights and freedoms, and they merit specific protection. Second, the processing of special categories of data should not be a systematic qualification. For instance, the processing of photographs would be considered to be processing of special categories of personal data only if they are covered by a processing through a specific technical means allowing the unique identification or authentication of a natural person. Third, member states may lay down specific provisions on data protection rules applying in the frame of the public interest or in the exercise of official authority vested in the controller. Other provisions are to be considered, such as Recital 54 on the reasons of public interest in the areas of public health, justifying the processing of special categories of personal data. In the frame of automated decision-making and profiling, the processing of special categories of personal data should be allowed only under specific conditions. Additionally, a representative should be nominated whenever special categories of personal data are processed by a controller or processor not established in the Union. Finally, a data protection impact assessment should be made where personal data are processed for taking decisions regarding specific natural persons. In the directive, the provisions were almost the same as in GDPR. As already stressed, some categories of data were not mentioned, such as biometric data or sexual orientation. What should accountable data controllers get prepared for? Keep on implementing the core obligations deriving from Article 8 of the directive, but adding 3 special categories of data: genetic data, biometric data in order to uniquely identify a person, and sexual orientation. Regarding derogations, knowing that the one based on employment laws will be broadened to social security and social protection law. Anticipating that member states may maintain or introduce further conditions with regard to the processing of genetic data, biometric data, or health data. Being ready to demonstrate compliance, which concretely means adopting suitable and specific measures overall, carrying out DPIAs, and adding specific additional measures in case of automated decision making. Finally, if not based in EU, nominating an EU representative. What will be interesting is knowing how member states and the European Data Protection Board or national DPAs will interpret the provisions and most of all derogations.